JDev is back at it here to give everyone another Walking Dead Season 4 episode review video. But before I get into that, it's extremely important, if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching The Walking Dead, for you to pay attention to that episode title. And I'll actually put that episode title in the description for you. If that's the case and you find yourself still not caught up, then I suggest that you don't watch this video any further to avoid potential spoilers. And there'll be lots of them. This will be The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode number 8. The title of this episode is called Too Far Gone. This will be my review, reaction, recap of the episode. It's an episode I've seen a lot of times. It's one of my favorites. I'm reviewing it for the channel and reviewing it due to the fact that they announced that Season 11 of The Walking Dead will be the conclusion of the original Walking Dead show. Probably not the end of the Walking Dead story. So we start off with the governor capturing Michonne and Hershel, and the governor convinces his camp to help him take the prison. Lily, however, is not convinced, but the governor reassures her that her family will be safe. Now, while Michonne sees, the governor dismisses Hershel's proposal for the two groups to coexist peacefully. He says goodbye to Megan before leaving her and Lily near a riverbank where Megan gets attacked by a walker and is later killed in the episode. Now, at the prison, the remaining sick are recuperating. Daryl is upset at Rick for exiling Carol after learning she killed David and Karen, and the two decide to tell Tyrese about her involvement in the murders. Tyrese discovers a dissected rabbit and believes whoever did it was the killer. Rick tells him otherwise, but before he can explain, the three hear a large, and I mean large, explosion signaling the governor's arrival. Now, while Daryl formulates an escape plan, the governor gives Rick an ultimatum to leave the prison or be killed, using Michonne and Hershel as leverage. Now, Rick does actually try to reason with the governor, who he says that they can all live together. We can all live here, and we can be one, and all this mumbo jumbo stuff. And then the governor, he actually gets a little frustrated, and he holds Michonne's katana to Hershel's neck. And Rick appeals to the militia, claiming that everybody isn't too far gone, and that they could still peacefully live together and resolve their differences, echoing Hershel's statements. And then the governor says his famous line. He kind of thinks for a second and goes, "Liar." Calls Rick a liar, and then swings Michonne's katana sword at Hershel's neck, partially decapitating him and prompting Rick and the others to open fire. Michonne taking advantage of the situation, rolls away and eventually gets herself untied, and then a severely wounded Hershel attempts to crawl away. I don't know how. Half of his head is off. But he should have died within like 10 seconds there, but he didn't. But he tries to crawl away, but the governor catches him and repeatedly strikes him with the sword, severing his whole head. And we have the death of Hershel. Rest in peace, Hershel. And the actor Scott Wilson has died as of a year or something ago. So rest in peace, Scott Wilson. But anyway, Lily, who witnesses the execution, arrives at the prison with Megan's body, and the governor takes her in his arms and coldly shoots her in the head because she's going to turn in. Lily didn't know that. With Megan dead and his family no longer trusting him, he has no use for the prison and orders his militia to run down the fences and kill them all. Oh boy, here we go. This should have been how Season 3 ended, but then we wouldn't have had the governor in Season 4, so maybe. But anyway, Mitch destroys the fence, or a part of the fence, with his tank, leaving the prison vulnerable, and the militia infiltrates the prison. Rick ambushes the governor, and the two struggle in a fistfight, with the tank blasting holes in the prison. The inhabitants begin boarding the evacuation bus. Maggie takes a sick Glenn aboard the bus, but quickly departs to find Beth, who left to find Judith. Now, Maggie, Sasha, Bob, they flee the prison after the bus drives off, and Bob is actually shot in the shoulder. And then Tara who is shaken by the gunfire, runs off. Now, as a large number of walkers stream through the drowned fences, or the downed fences, I should say, Tyrese is cornered by Alicia, Tara's new girlfriend, or I guess ex-girlfriend now, and another soldier. But both are killed by Lizzie and Mika. Well, good timing, Lizzie and Mika. Thank you. The children then run towards the prison, with Tyrese following them, telling them to go the other way. And then Daryl disables the tank by rolling a grenade down the gun barrel. Then he, of course, kills Mitch and flees the prison with Beth. Though urged to fight by Alicia, Tara refuses as she realizes that what they are doing is wrong, and ultimately runs off without ever actually firing a shot. So thank you, Tara. This is the first of your week episodes that you've had on The Walking Dead. The governor nearly strangles Rick to death, but Michonne stabs him through the chest and leaves him lying on the ground to die, with walkers very near. Searching for Judith, Rick and Carl find only her empty, bloody baby carrier. Devastated by that news, the pair limp off from the prison. Meanwhile, the governor lies dying in the field as walkers, like I said, are around him. And we actually see it turn to Clara, the chick from the first episode of the season that said, "It's just ahead, move into the prison." And then Lily actually approaches the wounded governor and barely shoots him in the head, killing the governor. Now, we don't actually see Lily, what happens to her, but we find out in later, I don't know when, later, a season later, or something like that, that Lily did die in this, but we never saw her die. So maybe they could bring her back at some point. I guess there's really no point to it, though. And then we see, to end the episode, we see Carl and Rick walk away from the prison, watching as hundreds of walkers stream in. Rick turns Carl away and tells him, "Don't look back, Carl. Just keep walking." And that's how the episode ends, the mid-season ends, and wow. This was an insane episode for a mid-season finale. This is something we should have saw in the season 3 finale, but it is what it is. I liked most everything I saw in this episode. Obviously, we lost some people. We lost one of the best villains in The Walking Dead when the governor died. We lost some characters that we just got a little bit developed, like Mitch and Alicia, and the prison, or the people that attacked the prison. We lost the governor, who is amazing, by the way. I just want to mention that one more time. And then we also lost our person that wanted to make it mandatory that spaghetti is on Tuesdays, and that would be Herschel. It was a sad moment. We do see Herschel in a couple more episodes as like old footage and stuff, but it was a tough one, but a very memorable episode with that tank going through the prison fences, and the governor saying "kill them all." It was pretty impressive. So I can't give this episode anything but a 10 out of 10. It's an awesome episode. As far as a character of the episode, my first instinct is to give it to Rick, and I think that's where I'm going to go. Although I could give it to Daryl. So you know what? You've heard enough of my rambling about the episode. Now it's your turn. So if you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you absolutely love the episode of Too Far Gone, go ahead and smash that like button. If you know anybody else that you think would be interested in listening or watching these videos, go ahead and share the video to them and let them know that they can share it with whoever they want to. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Your character of the episode, your favorite moment of the episode, your score of the episode, favorite episodes of The Walking Dead, favorite characters of The Walking Dead, what you think will happen in Season 11 of The Walking Dead. I mean, if you're watching this video, you probably have watched every episode of The Walking Dead by now, I would think. So go ahead and leave that stuff in the comment section. I will respond to any and all comments. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to this channel, join the team, show your support, and be a part of something special. And as you know, JDev will return.